So, in a sense, you see it as a defeat, and the aftermath of that defeat was £6 million from the Labour government.
I wouldn't see it as a defeat. I would say we were let down.
Right. Okay.
I would say that there was this sort of what's the term that you use? There was the management.
Yeah.
Department of Trade and Industry. And the officials.
Yeah.
That's how they'd always done it. That was the, what would you call it? The Holy Trinity, would you call it? It's like the Holy Trinity, you know, that's what they'd always done it. They'd always done deals. And that's what they did. They did a deal at the end of it. Yeah. When we got to, because this is some time on, then they started to, once they'd rejected the plan, Lucas rejected the plan, saying that it was not feasible, that the best way to guarantee work for the workforce was through aerospace products, and made all sorts of nasty remarks about the sort of products that we produced and that.
What kind of remarks did they make?
Well, I think the one they said there's wind turbines was talking about the brown sandal brigade is the sort of thing, you know, making.
This was official correspondence, and they put the brown sandal.
Well, I don't know whether they did that. Right. Phil Asquith's got that paperwork, which is the company reply. I haven't got that.
Right.
So that needs to be checked upon.
Yeah.
You see, but no, I mean they were opposed to.
Very dismissive.
Very dismissive, yes.
And they wrote.
But really, I mean, it wasn't about products. It was about management, wasn't it? It was about the company being run by a load of shop stewards. Yeah. Because at that stage we were in quite a strong position, really. We were running circles round them. Yeah. You know, from a publicity point of view and everything with the plan and that. It was. I mean, we've been invited to. I went to Sweden twice. I went to Germany once. I went to America. Mike Cooley and Mick Cooney went to Australia, you know.
Do you think?
So you know, we got the sort of support from the outside. Yeah. And the only thing they could say really was that I was an official body, you know, or you know, they're not suited to us. But really, it was about the politics, the management, who runs this company.
It was about the redistribution of power and democracy.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I looking back, you know, if I may drift on a bit, looking back, at that time they were talking about industrial democracy. There was a Bullock report that came out at that time. I don't know whether you've heard about the Bullock report that came out, where there was, of course in Germany, you see, since 1946 there's been industrial democracy within industry, co-determination they call it, and it's all the way through, from the individual right through plants, right through to, you know, the head on the board, shop stewards on the board, you know, they were there, and they were. Europe started to put a bit of pressure on Britain, on the Labour government, saying, well, you should be doing the same. Yeah. You know, so we got an even playing field. And they set up this committee which involved trade unions, full-time officials, of course, and the management's representatives and academics, and came up with what Professor Bullock, I think his name was, produced this report, which was to establish trade union representatives on the board. Yeah. At that time, that was 1979, but it never came to pass. It never came to pass. So, and I think now, looking back, that if that had been in force, we'd have stood a better chance. Yeah. Because we'd have been on a level playing field, if you like, with management. You know, it would have been difficult. We would have won and we would have lost a few, but it had been difficult. But we'd have had a better chance of negotiating, you know, those products. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
So that was the industrial democracy side of it.
And some of the policies that are being put forth by John McDonnell at the moment are certainly reminiscent of those ideas.
That's right.
How do you see that? Do you see that in some way that while momentarily the battle was maybe lost at that point, if we're talking about the specifically pertaining to the plan, what we see later though is the way that the plan has formed in the imagination of different people. You know, for instance, Lloyd Russell Moyle, the Labour MP who's on the committee for arms exports, mentioned to us the plan. We keep hearing about it wherever we go when talking about what a new Labour government could do with the arms industry. So in that sense, there's
stepping stone. It's
a stepping stone, and also it's the seeds to actually what we're now seeing are potentially life-saving reconfiguring of the relationship between these industries and the people that they should be serving.